trying to figure out where to start. I found a video, my first video, talking about my weight issues in 2012. 2012 was my year from hell. My son, before he got on the ship for his deployment, he had signed his divorce papers, and she was remarried before he got back. And while he was gone, his buddy Parker died in my arms. I got beat up by somebody that I thought I knew, and she charged me with assault and battery, and I lost because I wasn't allowed trial by jury. I wasn't allowed to show my evidence. I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things, and then they're like, you can't talk about this. Screw them. So $1,300 later, I now have a 10-year record. And went to go visit family, and I love them and everything, but you know, it was obvious that I wasn't welcomed. You know, and you know, because it's more my husband's family than mine. It was clear that, you know, even though people were being nice to me, it was obvious I really wasn't all that welcomed, and that's hard. My mom was forced to sell her property out in South Dakota, and it was the house that my dad had built, and it tore me up to see that house go. Then I don't know if you knew, but I live in Colorado, Aurora, Colorado. Century 16 Theater is our theater. We lost 3 people in that shooting. Shortly after that, my father died. Then my mom had to sell her property because of my dad's health declining, and she was forced to move back to Denver so my sister and I could take care of her. And we went to go sign some papers to get help to take care of Dad, and they said, well, we're going to go feed him now. You know, he was going off to lunch, and while we went to go get our lunch, I took about 2 bites of my lunch and got a phone call that my dad had passed away. Seemed like I was the only one who knew it was going to happen. Nobody else believed me when I said, it's time, he's going, and nobody believed me. And of course you got the funeral right after that. They said that stress can cause weight gain. That's just 1 year in my life. You know, the question is try to figure out what got you into the situation you're in. A couple of years later, my son's much happier. He got himself a new girlfriend. And she's a character. She's a sweetie, but she's a character. He's home, going to college, you know, that kind of thing. Those so-called friends of ours don't live here anymore. Sent them packing. I deal with my dad's death. Family members. The hard part with family members and friends is how to control your life with their nonsense. The best thing I can think of is when my kids were younger, I told them to, when they got in trouble, I would make them write a letter of apology And in that letter, it would say, this is what I did wrong. This is what I should have done. And this is how I'm going to fix it. Well, my list of what I did wrong is too long. But make a list of how you got to the situation you're in right now. Try to figure out that part. Try to figure out what would have worked better. And try to write down what you think will help you get to where you want to be. It doesn't have to be just weight. Like with my faith, now we're going to the Bible study. That's new. We joined our church as members. We've been going to that church for a long time. We became members recently, so now we're trying to be more active. I'm trying to be more on schedule with the YouTube thing. My diet, it's more of the weight loss has to be more of a lifestyle versus I'm going to do it this way this time and this way that time. And there's people who they do all these radical things, which is all well and good for a short term, but it doesn't do a damn good thing for them in the long term, because they'll either get sick or just give up on it because it's too radical. So basically I had to break it down into my day-to-day life. For example, I have this little meter thing on my steps. I have to have so many steps a day, which I got 5,000 I still need to do, and it's getting late. But I have Bible study to do, and I'll be doing some walking around after that, waiting for my husband to get out of his class. And when I get home, I may end up going around the block once or twice just to make up for the lost steps. I can do the steps while I'm doing the grocery shopping. I can do my steps while I'm cleaning the house, which, yeah. That's another thing. How did this house get like this? One of my problems is I'm pretty much the only person who really cleans it. And we had a flood, and it in the basement, so everything that was in the basement's now up here. So we have to work on it. So I'm finding my desk. This is my desk that I keep talking about. This is my father's desk. And originally, it's supposed to be my husband's desk, but he doesn't use it. So it's my desk. And I like it. I'm starting to find it. I had paperwork up to here, literally. Now it's down to here. I'm actually working on March, so I'm not too far behind. Before I was like a year or better behind. So I'm taking little steps to get my life forward. So I think that's your first homework assignment, is try to figure out what got you in the situation that you're in. And it can be the people that you deal with. Because I had, my first husband was abusive. I ran away while I was still pregnant. Otherwise my son would not be around. My second husband, love him dearly, but every now and then. I raised 4 kids, and there were times I had to say, I am not your slave. I actually, as a mom, went on strike. They're like, well, what's for dinner, Mom? I don't know. What are you fixing? I need these buttons sewn on. Fine, here's some thread. Go for it. How do you take control of your life? What will it take for you to take control of your life? I have certain people in my life that they're just going to be there. And how I deal with them, it's kind of up to me. I had to get pretty ugly. I had to get pretty mean, but I made it clear I'm in control of my life and you are not. And if you don't like it, go take them flying leap, because I don't care. That was one of the hardest things in my life, especially from 2012. is how am I going to claim my life. That video, which you'll see next, is Shay had started Shay Loss in our Shay Timber in 2012, and believe it or not, this weight loss journey, or whatever you want to call it, this weight loss process started with that. So you'll be surprised where you find what you need and how you can use it. Let's see what your notes say. Share them. Talk to you guys later. Bye.